Welcome to Divine Public School. My name is Dharminder sir, your science teacher. We are learning chapter 10, light, reflection and refraction. So yesterday we learned about refraction through a rectangular glass slab, and there are two laws of reflection we learned. The first law was the angle of incidence, angle of the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence, they all lie in the same plane. But the second law is that the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the ratio of sine of angle of refraction is a constant for a given color of light and a given pair of media. This is known as Snell's law, and the interesting thing is this constant is known as refractive index. That is what we are going to learn, refractive index. Okay, so this is called refractive index. This constant is called refractive index. Now let me just make it more simple for you and tell you what it is. So today we are going to learn first is a refractive index, and I'll introduce about a spherical lens, convex lens and a concave lens. Let me show you. So first we are talking about a refractive index. Now put all your efforts to understand, because it's little complicated, not that much. Now when I said that the light travels from one medium to another medium, it bend. Okay, it bend a little, right? If it is air and water. Okay, but let's say if a light moves from air to some castor oil, right, whose density is more than water, then a light will bend more towards normal, right? Why? Because the density of this is more, the density of a castor oil is more than that of a water. So in a simple words, I can tell you what is the refractive index. The amount of light bend means if we need to measure how much light is bending, if you see, for water, when it is moving from air to water, it bend a little, but when it moves from air to castor oil, it bend more than water. So this measurement we call bending of light, the measurement of bending of light, in a simple word we call it as, means how much a light is bending, it is measured by a quantity called refractive index. That's what we said. For any given media, the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of reflection is called refractive index, and they denote the refractive index by a letter like this n, but little curve like this, not a normal n. So refractive index. Okay, so what does the refractive index measure? It measures how much a light is bent. See, I'll show you. Okay, so what did they say? This one, the extent or the change in the direction takes place can be expressed in terms of refractive index. Okay, the extent of the change in the direction means how much the light is bending, that takes place in a given pair of media can be expressed in terms of a refractive index. So what does the refractive index gives you an idea? It gives you an idea in a simple words how much a light is bending. If the density is more, the refractive index will be higher. If the density is less, the refractive index is lesser. Okay, so that is how you measure the refractive index. So ultimately my question to you is, if refractive index we are talking, so if you say that it depend upon density, so does it depend upon velocity? If this refractive index depends upon density, so if density is more, the refractive index is if density is more, the refractive index is less. So what exactly does it tells you? If the density is more, the velocity is less. If the density is more, the velocity is less. Okay, the same thing happen here. If the velocity is less, the refractive index will be more. If the velocity is less, the refractive index will be more, and the velocity is more, the reflective index will be less. Simple. Why? When will be the velocities? When the density is less, and here when the density is more. So if you see properly, when your density is more, your velocity will be decreases automatically. That increases your refractive index. Why? Because your light band more. While in the second case, if the density is less, like in air, the velocity will be more. If your velocity will be more, the light band a little, only in some amount only. So that's why the refractive index is less. So with this we can say the refractive index is inversely proportional to velocity. Now, before we go ahead more, you must have heard the speed of light. Speed of light. Now you know what is speed of light? That is actually the light speed. What is that? 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So if you simplify this, if I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you convert into kilometer, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 3 zeros convert into kilometer. So you can say a light can travel 3 lakh kilometer in 1 second. Wow, that's a big. So whenever you have to compare your velocity, you always compare it with the highest one. So what is the highest? But the maximum speed, as of we know, is the speed of light. So whenever we remove this proportionality, we have to put one constant, and we put constant as c. And what is c? That is the speed of light. So this is a general relationship, and whenever you are talking about comparing with something naturally, that we call it as absolute refractive index. So refractive index are of two types, absolute refractive index and a relative refractive index. So this is called absolute refractive index. When can you say it is an absolute refractive index? When you are comparing it with the highest speed, right? And what is the highest speed? That is the speed of light. So refractive index n is equal to c upon v. What is v? That is the v is the velocity of a given medium, and n is also the refractive index of a given medium. Now what I was talking was relative refractive index. So what is refractive index? First we understood refractive index is how much a light is bending in a simple words, right? Now refractive index depends on what? It depends on density, but density depends on what? It depends on velocity. So ultimately refractive index depends upon velocity. But when you compare your velocity, you should compare it with, you have to put a constant, and you put a constant in terms of velocity is the highest velocity. What is that? The speed of light, and that is how we get a formula n is equal to c by v. Now what we are talking is a relative refractive index. Relative refractive index, what is that? Now relative means you are comparing two refractive index, okay, relation. You are making a relation between one refractive index with other. In the first case, as what I said, when your light is coming from air to water, okay, so it moves like this. Now here the light has a velocity v1, here the light has a velocity v1, here the refractive index is n1, and here the refractive index is n2. But when you talk about relative refractive index, we call it as n21. It's not called n21. Again I am telling you, it is called n21. And how do you pronounce? Refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So how do you call refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1? So how do you write down refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1? So in the simple way it can be written as N21, not N21, N21. N21 means refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, that is we call it as a relative refractive index. Okay. Now as you know, this refractive index depend on what? N2 is what? C upon V2, and N1 is what? C upon V1. So it is C upon V2, you can invert it, so it is V1 upon C, C get cancelled. So what do you get? V1 upon V2, yes. So what do you get actually? N21 is equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to V1 upon V2. So basically this is what you call it as a relative refractive index. Okay. So refractive index we learn, then we learn what is an absolute refractive index, then we learn what is a relative refractive index. So whenever you are comparing two media, okay, medium 1 and medium 2 or medium 2 and medium 3, you are going to put refractive index in a relative terms. Okay. So N21 is equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to V1 upon V2. Now here also you can easily see N2 upon N1, and in the opposite side you get V1 upon V2. Why? Because refractive index is a reciprocal of velocity. Okay. So guys, nothing, refractive index in a simple words, how much a light is bent, and if you compare how much a light is bent, or if you want to measure that measurement is called refractive index. But if you are talking about only one medium, you have to talk about absolute refractive index. But when you are talking about two medium, you have to talk about relative refractive index. Okay. So now you understood when you have to use absolute and when you have to say relative. So that's what we are saying. See here, the refractive index is what we are talking about two medium, and the speed is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Okay. So that is how we derive N21 is equal to speed of light in medium 1 V1 and speed of light in medium 2 V2. Similarly, if you want to talk N12, so it will be reciprocal V2 upon V1, right? N21 means N2 upon N1, and N12 is N1 upon N2. Okay. And when, as what I said, you are talking about only about one medium, then you have to talk about absolute refractive index, that is N is equal to C by V. And what is C? C is the speed of light in vacuum. Speed of light in vacuum, right? Somebody said, so what is the speed of light in air? See, it makes a very small difference. So usually we take speed of light in air or vacuum, same only. What is that? 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now let me show you a table. In this table you can see they are showing you refractive index. Now the less refractive index, see, for us there is no, the less density is what? Air. You cannot catch air, right? So air has 1.0003, we consider as 1 only. So whenever you take refractive index of air, it will be 1 only. Ice 1.31, water 1.33. Likewise, you have all refractive index and the highest refractive index. Yes, that's why the diamond highest refractive, it bend the light a lot. So remember the goal that they are going to, they sharpen the diamond in a way that the refractive index will be more, so the light keep on reflecting in it, right? I'll show you that when and how. So 2.42 diamond. Okay. So that is how, as you can see, the density increases, the refractive index increases, right? So that is all about refractive index. Now we are talking about spherical lens. Now spherical lenses are of two types. Again, the way we have mirror, two types. So lenses are of two types. One is concave, another is convex. Okay. So concave lens is like this, where concave, again as what I said, it is cave, it's like, right? So it is thin in the middle and thick at the upper and the lower end. So when you touch it, right, you feel here it is thick and here it is thin. And the opposite of that is called a convex, where convex is it is thin at the upper and the lower end and it is thick at the bottom, right? Let me redraw it so for the better understanding. So we can draw like this. Okay, so thick, it is thick at the middle and thin at the bottom. Here it is thick at the ends and thin at the middle. So it is exactly opposite. This is called concave lens and this is called convex lens. So lenses are of two types, spherical lens. Now this lens, right, when a parallel rays goes from this lens concave, the light, now here what happen is, when a light passes from the lens, when a light passes from this lens here like this, when a light passes from here, it diverge, okay. So that's why this is called divergent lens, okay. It spread the light, divergent lens. And here when a parallel rays go, it converge the light, means it make it together. That is why it is divergent and this is convergent. So it makes, so the magnifying glass you use, what kind of lens it is? Think a little. You use this in order to burn a paper. So what does that mean? The parallel rays will come, so it's like this is your lens, the parallel rays will come and you focus it in a way that all meet at one point. So which type of lens it is? Convex lens, exactly. So your magnifying glass is the best example of a convex lens where parallel rays are coming and you are focusing at one point, that is called convex lens. Concave lens is a divergent lens, okay. So that is how we learn about lenses, right. So lenses are of two types, concave lens and a convex lens. Now in our next topic we are going to see the different points, right, the same definitions, and we are going to see there are 6 cases of convex lens and 2 cases of concave. First we will see the 6 cases and then we will see the 2 cases, okay. That's it for today. Thank you so much. We'll meet you again. Bye.